Hey everyone, hey Wellness Crew, and welcome to today's reading of the 64 Ways, Personal Contemplations on the Gene Keys. Today we're talking about the 12th way. Gene Key 12, the way of discrimination. Shadow, vanity. Dilemma, aloneness. Gift, discrimination. City, purity. Programming partner, Gene Key 11. Code honoring the Ring of Trials/Secrets. The transformational way of the 12th gene key moves from vanity to purity, and it's the way of discrimination. This is quite an exciting gene key for me. I'm excited to explore it simply because it's so mysterious. It's fun to enter on this kind of a journey using the art of contemplation. The gene keys are a living wisdom, a transmission, which means there are no experts. There is only our listening. The deeper we listen, the deeper the mystery opens up before us. And this 12th gene key is unique because it's an anomaly. Thank you so much for the like. It's a point of closure. If the human journey ever comes to an end, this gene key will close it. There is an aspect of the gene keys called the 22 codon rings, which groups the keys together in a mysterious but wonderful pattern according to the structure of the genetic code. Let's just pause for a moment to consider the miracle of the genetic code. It's a code that dictates how all organic life is built. It's literally an instruction manual, and the body has to follow it exactly. Within this matrix, there are 3 specific codes that signal when the body has to stop building proteins. These are called the stop codons. They are chemical signatures that geneticists sometimes liken to traffic lights, and essentially they control the way in which chemicals are built. The gene keys offer us a mirror of this process. And the 12th gene key is the third and final of these 3 stop codons, which are known as the Ring of Trials. However, the 12th gene key also has another secret. It is part of the Ring of Secrets, which is a code within a code. And it's the only place in the gene keys you see this happen. It isn't even reflected in our genetics as far as I know. It's a secret. There must always be secrets. There are codes inside the human body that are dormant, that will only be switched on at a highly specific time in our evolution. Maybe they are waiting for the conditions to be right. Maybe they are awakened through mutations in radiation or very high frequencies. So this gene key conceals something. It is holding something vast back. It is like a dam behind which an ocean is waiting. So let's have a look at this and see how we can make it practical. At the shadow frequency, the essence of the shadow of vanity is really the dilemma of aloneness. It's the dilemma of being alone on one hand, and the dilemma of wanting to belong and be part of something, and others on the other hand. It's the balance between our relationships and our aloneness. This is our dilemma if we have the 12th gene key, the 12th shadow. So it's all about how we deal with relationships, and at a collective level, the 12th shadow is very, very profound because it all hinges on a single, deep, unconscious fear. And that fear is the fear that another person can take away our freedom or our independence in some way. And we can see that this is a deep victim belief structure, that another can do something to us that takes something away from us. And this is actually the foundation of vanity. Vanity is the belief, the false belief, that we actually exist as individuals. That may sound funny, but actually the truth is that from the view of the heart or from the purity of the city, There is only one being here. There is only one of anything because we all are a single consciousness. Now, that's a very lofty concept for some people. However, the deep dilemma, if we're operating out of the 12th shadow, is this fear that others can take away the spirit of our freedom. At the shadow level, it's the same fear that makes us very emotionally cautious. This is a hallmark of this gene key, emotional caution. At the same time, we can be very volatile beneath the surface. Even so, people with this 12th gene key can sometimes appear very collected and calm, and yet there are deep-seated boundaries within them that probably evolved in early childhood. And these boundaries are designed to keep others away in order to prevent them from causing us hurt. So through the 12th shadow, we really only allow people to come into our heart occasionally in tiny, controlled bursts. An unconscious childhood fear is dictating all of that. And what this means is that other people can become very frustrated with us because they're always left wanting more on account of us being so guarded. This represents one extreme, one side of the spectrum. The other side has the opposite effect. The 12th shadow can appear extremely emotional and maybe even a bit crazy. And this can obviously dominate our life and dog our relationships. We have to remember that this is really about the fear beneath the surface. All the shadow frequencies are about fear. Our fear prevents us from loving fully or from receiving love. To receive another's love can be terrifying for this shadow. The result of all this is that we can end up being the kind of person who's always looking for more space, but ironically, it's never enough for us. It's just never enough. So relationships can really be the 12th shadow's nemesis. The other thing to know about this 12th gene key is that it is so sharp and clever. It has a laser-like mind, which can make us believe that we alone can see the real reasons for everything. One can so easily use this mind to push others away or make them wrong. Vanity creates all manner of unconscious belief systems that help keep people away from our heart. In essence, this 12th shadow is a great fear key, with this deep fear of being emotionally overwhelmed, of not being able to cope with the voltage and the frequency of emotions when they run away inside us. And so the 12th shadow can be very much a person that really holds it all together on the surface, but underneath there's a deeply open, loving being who just doesn't want to admit what's really there underneath. The 12th gift of discrimination. At the gift level, this is the transformational way of discrimination, and the gift level is all about genius. So the essence of discrimination is about being able to discriminate between behavior that is coming from your heart and behavior that is coming from your mind. So it's about balancing emotions and mind. And when I say heart, I don't mean emotions. I mean, in a way, soul. I mean something beyond emotions. I am referring to emotions once they've been refined and purified. You see, the real genius of the 12th gift is about refinement. Our life is a life of gradual and constant refinement. And we have to learn to use our gift of discrimination on ourselves. At the shadow level, we used the same gift on others to keep them away. But now we turn this gift upon ourselves. That's quite a turning point. When we look at ourselves with utter honesty, then it allows us to see where we're holding back from others out of fear. And the fear is there in all human beings. It's the vanity of our separateness. So this gift is a breakthrough gift. We use that laser-like honesty to break down our own self-imposed mental boundaries. And then, of course, we experience an opening. It doesn't have to be all at once. Often it is gradual, but it begins to re-imprint us. The emotions we feared would be so overwhelming are actually not at all. They rise up sometimes and then they fall back again. But now we are beginning to remember what love feels like. We no longer need to be afraid. It is through this gift of discrimination that we begin to let others in. And as we let the world in once again, so our heart begins to swell. And not in any codependent relationship, but just the feeling of love, of self-love, of the love of life. And the process continues. We have to let it all in. We have to let it in, all the emotions of the world, and the wounds of the world, and the wounds of others into our being, into our heart. It's our greatest fear, but as we learn to discriminate, we realize that other people can't touch us. We slowly realize that nothing exists outside us, and nothing can touch the purity that's in our heart. So we let the world into our heart, and finally we taste that freedom that we have sought for so long. As our search deepens through this inner discrimination, we also realize that we don't want to be alone. We really don't. We want to live in love with an open heart. That's the 12th gift. And the aloneness we are seeking is really not aloneness, but purity. It's the purity of our own heart, and it doesn't depend on any external conditions. That's the beautiful secret we learn through this gift. If we have the 12th gene key and the 12th gift, then we need to realize that emotions are not the enemy. We have to let life and let love into our heart. If necessary, we have to also let it wound us. We must hold nothing back. This is such a real powerful thing because we realize that nothing or no one can really wound us. The pain may remind us of a childhood belief system that we're holding, but that's not who we are. Thus, it is through this gift that we stop being an observer of love and life, and we become an embodiment of love. And our true genius is to help others also make the same leap. The 12th gift is a great gift of love. And by the way, the genius of this gift is also very acoustic. It's really rooted in sound and in the use of our voice. When we really come from this pure place inside, rather than the shadow and the fear, then our voice has a real power to stir the heart and souls of others. The 12th city, purity. The city is the divine essence of life, and the 12th city shows us that we are nothing but purity. And this is what's hiding all along in vanity. The only purity there is purity of heart. There's no other purity, and nothing or no one can ever take that away from us. No matter what they try, no matter what they do to us, no matter how horrendous the outer conditions might get, no one can touch the purity of our heart. That is the marvelous realization of the 12th city. In other words, we can be locked up in prison, but they can never stop our love. They can do anything to us, but they can never stop our love. Because when we get in touch with our heart, when we really get in tune with it, then all of our relationships and all of our dilemmas are instantly resolved. Because we cannot be tarnished by anyone or anything external, because there is no external. It's all just us. It's all manifestations of one thing. So if we have this city, our purity will always be tested. That's part of the transformational journey through this gene key. It's why it's part of what's called the ring of trials. And because this is also the ring of secrets, There's a secret for us all to learn. It's that everything and everyone is inside us, so we simply have to let it all in. Because there is no other, there is only one. I know that sounds very new agey, but it remains a truth. And the 12th gene key and its city is about letting life's experiences polish our heart. It's a journey of refinement. And then we can let our heart shine out. It's the love that we experienced as a child, that purity, that innocence. That we are each here to remember that again and again and again until we've embodied it. Ultimately, it's about our purity of heart, particularly through our speech and our voice, or our song or our chant, and sometimes also through our silence. Our purity will remind all others that they too are of the same heart, the one heart. We are here for love. There is no other reason for existence. These 64 words for the cities are nothing but the multitudinous names of love. Thank you so much for the like. Purity is the very heart of love, the soul of existence. If you have this gene key, or if you are contemplating it in any depth, remember this: let love sing through you. And I don't mean emotional love, sentimental love. Look at the 64 cities. Look at the many names of love. In my course called to Be Divine, I explore these names, or at least I introduce them. It really doesn't matter what our name is. It doesn't matter what our profile is or when we were born. The words are not the territory. The territory is the living, breathing expression of love, and love is pure. Nothing else matters but love. It is waiting to break through inside each of us. It is our essence, it's our heartbeat, and it's our home. Thank you so much for joining me for today's live stream on the 64 Ways Personal Contemplations of the Gene Keys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and or join as it is popping off on the membership tiers. I'll see you on the next video or live stream, which I actually have one more live stream coming up really shortly. Thank you so much. Be well, stay wild as well.